Good morning, YouTube. Guys are out on, they're finishing up. They started it yesterday. They're finishing up a larger spring cleanup and mulching. I'm gonna swing out there and see how they're doing. They should finish that up by lunch, I'm hoping. And then I'm gonna split the guys up and go do two smaller projects. I have shirts and hoodies and stuff for everyone. Got some new hires, so gonna get them outfitted up with that. And the project they're at now is right down the road from that walking trail job we did last winter. And we've had a couple rain events recently, and the HOA there said there is a section of trail that washed out. They sent me a picture, and it's, if you remember, those of you that watched the video, it's where we put those number 4s down to try and elevate the walking trail up so the water from the dissipator pad can flow under it in a heavy rain. Well, apparently it wasn't quite enough, and it's still, I mean, it looked like it flowed pretty good. So I'll take you along for that. Other than that, I missed the past couple videos. Again, like I said before, right now it's just like full throttle spring cleanups and stuff. So I'm not gonna video every single project because that will just get boring for you guys, very repetitive. So after this week, we're gonna split up and have 2 crews, maybe 3, depending on how it goes. And I'll be kind of focusing on like the equipment work that we have. A couple grading jobs, leveling for sheds, swing set, some more fence, like a line of sight bank coming out of a driveway we got to pull back to make the make it easier to, you know, pull out of the driveway, that kind of thing. So I still only have one GoPro camera. I should get another one so I can divvy up the videos. The problem is when the guys have it, again, not their fault, you know, they're trying to work. They don't want to be bothered with videoing and remember, oh, did I turn it on? Did I turn it off? Is this the right angle? So, as you know, some of you have seen, you know, when the guys are in charge of it, the content, you know, either just abruptly stops or you're staring at nothing because they're around the corner. And again, I'm not faulting them for it. I'm paying them to work, not to film, you know? So, can't get mad at them about that. So it's just tough. Do I get another camera and give it to one of those guys? I don't know, because, you know, is the quality even going to be worth spending the money on another camera? So we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, I was in the office yesterday looking at our backlog, if you want to call it that. I think in the schedule we have about 45 jobs right now on the books, contracted out, and there's about 5 to 10 that are, excuse me, on the fence. So good start to spring. I mean, nothing's crazy busy. Hoping the hardscape picks up because I only got a couple hardscape jobs right now. For me, that's nothing new. I don't, you know, I've never been able to have a full-time crew just doing hardscaping as much as I would love to have that. Just hasn't been, you know, my luck. So one year we might do 5, another year we might do 15 or 20. You know, it all depends on the year. And with the way things are going with the economy and stuff like that, not to turn it political, you know, I have a feeling people are gonna, you know, hold on to their money this year. We'll see. You know, every year's different. But like I said, about 45 jobs right now waiting. Plus then, what is going on up here? There's literally somebody just kneeling down in the middle of the road when traffic is coming. Alrighty, okay. Anyway, yeah, so we're about, obviously that's 45 days. Not every job is going to take a day, but there are some jobs that are going to take 3 or 4. So we're probably out around 2 months right now. One of them is another install at the same development we're going to now. They're converting the basins over. Started yesterday, so maybe we'll get to see them do that. That's another large tree install and shrub install this time. So that's probably going to be 2 weeks or so there. So we probably have about 2 to 2.5 months out right now of work. And a couple of the other ones, if we do get it, you know, they're a few day jobs each. So 2 months comfortably, maybe pushing 2.5 with the work we have now. So you know, starting off decent, not horrible. But yeah, I will. Why is that road closed? All right, now I have to detour because I see the road is closed ahead of us. Well, I've never been this way before, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Oh, good old PennDOT repairing a culvert in the road. But yeah, so all right, enough rambling here. I'll throw you back on when I get to where the guys are, show you around that property, and then I'm going to swing over to the walking trail and see what that washout looks like, and then have another job to go look at after that. So yeah, I'll just take you along with me today and change it up a little bit. So I will see you in a bit. All right, man, it is wet. Whew. It is so wet. But we did these privets, oh man, 4 years ago now, perhaps. So they're getting ready to fill in, just leafing out now. But 717, I think it was, privets. So they're gonna come through, smooth all this out now. But this was a lot of edging, you know, it's a lot of work. So they started around the house yesterday. But this is just one side of it. See, I don't know why they don't smooth it out as they go. A lot of back and forth I feel like they're doing, but we'll see. So the entranceway, we did the install for them too years ago, but yeah, the privets go all the way down there. So yeah, this is where they're going to be to finish this up. Open the gate, and then yeah, I'm going to head over to Chestnut Ridge now and take a look at that. All right, back at the walking trail. I believe the washout is up here. All held up pretty good through the winter. You can tell kids are here with their bikes. So right here, you can see how it is working because all that is washed, okay? And you can literally see it coming through the other side. So the number 4s are doing what I wanted it to do. However, you can tell when it comes through, it's flowing quite a bit. More than it should be. And again, the problem is they have the basin open. Once they close the valve and the basin actually catches the water like it's supposed to, I don't think it would be an issue. But here's the washout. Not as bad as it looked from the photo. But again, I mean, you can tell that must have been a pretty steady flow of water coming through here. And it just wasn't enough. The number 4s wasn't enough to get it out. So it busted through right here. So I think we're gonna have to probably put a couple pipes. One here, across here, and everywhere else is holding up, but I think we should probably be proactive, and while we're here, do another one down there. Now let's see, there was one other spot through the woods here. Let's see how everything else held up. This should be fine through here because it's flat, so I'll turn you back on when we get to the other end. It's actually not bad. I'm not going to walk all the way up there, but I was worried about this section here because it gets the momentum from the top of that hill all the way to this corner. So I tried banking it so the water kind of stayed on the edge, which you can tell it is, but I was worried that might wash out, but it didn't. It's holding up pretty good for now, so all in all, not bad. And again, if you remember when we did the walking trail, the screenings were super dry, so it really wasn't compacting as good as it should or could if they had a little bit of moisture in it. So when we come back and do the repairs, I'll probably take the roller and go over this whole thing, you know, and the hour it'll take, I'll just do it for peace of mind, knowing that we did it correctly then, you know. So, not correctly, but you know, got the best compaction we could possibly get. And then we have to come back and do these edges, because when we were here, obviously it was all mud and frozen, so it was all frozen. So now it's been raining every other day, so it's too wet for that. So we gotta seed this, rake it, blow straw on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to their side, see if they're working on the basins, and we'll have to get that done probably in about 2 weeks or so. We'll have to get over here and I forget what it is, 200 trees and 700 plants, I think. And then that's pretty much a good chunk of what's left. There's not much left after that. Maybe another 100 trees, if that, and maybe 200 plants. So this has been a good project for me for the past probably 5 years. You know, they do it in stages, so yeah. But I will see what they're doing on the basins, if they're converting those over. I'm not going to walk down there and video it, but we can at least see if they're here getting stuff done and go from there. All right, I was switching between trucks today and forgot to bring the camera, so I didn't get to take you along for moving equipment around and stuff, but got the equipment moved around for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Lister Excavating hauling in probably 3-4 loads of topsoil for a project we need, and then we're throwing in 125 skip laurels to make a hedgerow out of it. So that's what we're going to be messing with tomorrow, so I'll be sure to bring you along for that, and then the following day for the skip laurel install. So I will catch you tomorrow.